the queue popped pretty quickly. We're in a game with late TPs and dwellings. It's a relatively low coins game, and mermaids are already in. Let's put in nomads this time. Or, yeah, both chip tiles are in, so nomads might be kind of cool. We're going to try to play this game relatively quickly. I think that Swarmlings actually would have been quite good here. Low coins. These guys here, late dwellings is not that awful for Swarmlings because, like, especially with Earth 1, then you just try to carve out your super town. But it is mermaids. Mermaids are fine too. I think this is a game where priest production early is good. You want to get this reward a lot. The late air rewards are kind of interesting as well. We get cultists, which is shitty. I'm sick of cultists, as you can see. You can imagine why I'm sick of them. We're just waiting for the fourth seat to come in right now, so until that happens, there's not too much to discuss. I guess we can look at where the past tiles are going. There's 4 good economic tiles in this game, and the fact that mermaids are in the first seat does mean that temp ship is going to be strong. It is really nice to get this reward, but I'm not sure that with cultists in the game that water 2 mermaids is actually good this game. There's no like earth coins reward, and there's no second water reward for mermaids, so maybe they buy a priest and then send it to water or something, but it's a little tough. I think the dwarves are actually kind of interesting here. If they just like send everything to the air cult, then it's not that awful. Dwarves will open with either worker power or the 2 workers tile. Cultists would be happy with either. They would probably prefer the 2 workers, but they might also take the priest. I like mermaids in the color wheel here. I think that nomads are a very good matchup with them. And if nomads do wind up taking temp ship so that they can get up here, that means mermaids get like a priest or 2 workers or something like really good. So I think that these factions are all pretty strong. I'm actually considering just not thinking too much about it and just bidding like on whatever here, because perhaps like it behooves me to like think really deeply about this, but obviously like I haven't been doing that well at predicting the auction and stuff, and I think that all these factions have pretty decent game plans. Maybe the dwarves have the slightly weakest one, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, there's no earth cult rewards, which makes dwarves worse than normal. It's a relatively coin-type game, which mermaids don't love. That's by far the biggest downside for mermaids. We'll value them at the best by like 5 points, and then we'll see if anyone bids us off, then we're done with mermaids, I think. Oh, wow. That's a pretty aggressive bid that makes you think like, oh, did I miss something? Cultists, again, can't be that bad, because they should be able to, like, cultists can actually start double east if they wanted to. I don't think that double east is particularly good for them this game, but yeah, I mean, like, if dwarves are a willing partner, then cultists can still be good. I've never tried double east cultists, but Zivak has done it, and Zivak is incredible. So there's got to be some reason to it. And like, if you get G6 to connect your two towns, and then late in the game you can like try to expand through here. Like, it's not that bad. But we're just gonna start okay, here we go. I think AndersonSousa is the one who put in dwarves to begin with, so that's cool. Arenix does start in the center instead of double east, so that's a little sad for us. There was like a chance that we got really lucky, and it didn't happen. Mermaids should always be placing e4 or d2, so... from there, I think that this is just the best leech spot. We should be trying to get g2 anyway, and if not, then we'll get i7, so we should be able to get this stuff. We'll probably do some sort of shipping shenanigans in the middle of the game to try to get e4. It remains to be seen if we can afford this stronghold. We'll see if that actually is the case. But I think that the temple in round 1 is probably for Fire 1. It seems coin tight enough of a game, and Fire 1 comes with a worker. If we're offered it, we're going to take Temp Ship, probably. Or, I mean, so Dwarves taking the Priest is really interesting. That Priest I would put to air. And whoa, we have this as an option? This is very interesting, because we could actually open with a stronghold if this is the case. If we have the stronghold, then we are in control, but we don't have a very quick, easy town because we're placed in such awkward spots. I think we take this. Hopefully we're able to get the single spade onto b2, and then from there we'll see how things go. I think that the correct spot for the temple is on d3, because this is a natural 3-hex town. If I can still get g2, then this is a stronghold spot, but I just realized that we could have actually gotten 3 TP opening. I'm a little sad that I didn't think of that now. Like, I didn't even consider it because I just, like, it's so rare, but it is a coin tight game. We're talking about taking Fire 1. Oh, Cultist, what the fuck? Cultist upgraded here? That's gotta be wrong. God, why? Why are you doing this, Cultists? Like... I think that Dwarves are thinking really hard about where to upgrade. They're probably upgrading here. If Mermaids do Temple, then I will get double spade. I'm really, really hoping to get the double spade here, but there is a world where Dwarves, like, give Mermaids the double spade, or give them a single spade, and then I'm locked out of spades because arenix gets the double spade. God, please. This could go really poorly here. God, they didn't upgrade here either. Okay, Mermaid's Temple, and we were getting the double spade, so we're good. All right, so we need to figure out what we're building out here. I think that we are building our temple. Oh, wait, I upgraded down here. So maybe, okay, so change of plans. Maybe we're not building a temple yet. Definitely building this. Transform. We're building this. And I think that we're just going to place our special landscape up here. We'll place our landscape up here, and then we can build temple 2 dwellings. This best takes advantage of our temp ship. I also just realized that this guy is still open, which is kind of insane. Hopefully everyone has long rounds, because cultists do want to take this hex. They're going to rush Earth 1. Okay. They're allowed to do that. And dwarves are playing nice. So, yeah, of course the game where I'm cultists, the sole neighbor in the east is like just relentlessly declines leech. But the moment that I'm not playing cultists, of course this is how it's going. Cultists are taking air 2, which there are air rewards late in the game, but I think that as cultists you can snowball so hard early in the game that I would have taken fire 1. Might not matter anyway, but it's also cool that they didn't take earth 1. I'm cool with that. They're also not fighting for this water spade, which kind of makes sense. It's not that easy to get. Mermaids taking a think. Maybe they just built these two guys. I feel like that's pretty solid. Earth 1 is still on the table for us. Like, it is a late dwellings game, but I do feel like fire 1 is just quite valuable. So I'm just going to take fire 1. We're going to have a pretty strong economy after this round. Unfortunately, cultists are as well. I would love to see cultists not having a strong economy, because, like, if cultists play a really points greedy game, that's better for me, right? Like, it could be better for me and for them, because we both want to build late dwellings. If cultists just take Earth 1 and their economy is worse, they score better in the short term, and they're not going to build out that many dwellings in the final round. But if we're both going economy, then, like, there's going to be a network fight, and it's going to get ugly, and neither of us is scoring points, like, during the game as much. So these are all sad points. Meanwhile, dwarves need to put this priest off to... They're considering putting the priest out to fire, I think. They do indeed put it to fire. But right now, they don't have enough to take a single spade, which is kind of interesting. Cultists probably should go here and here with their spades. They are passing for the double spade, presumably. I mean, they are, like, there is this event, and they're on this, so maybe they're just going to Sanctuary Earth 1 or something, but we'll see. We could also Sanctuary Earth 1, but we've already placed our dwelling in this spot, which is not, like, a perfect spot to be in. Mermaids have used their cult bump, so we are gonna pass after them. We might just get their tile, which is probably okay. I don't like this from dwarves. I think that dwarves could really have, like, played this a little better. GDSaint is playing super fast. I like that. Yeah, like, dwarves missed out on a fair amount of leech, and cultists, like, missed out on leech by not doing this, which I'm not crazy about how they've all handled their games. We'd probably just pass on to Mermaid's pass tile, and then maybe we put priest to earth or something next round. Cultists have no pressure on the double spade whatsoever. So they could Sanctuary Earth 1 and then take the double spade or something. We clearly don't have enough stuff to get the stronghold out, so that's probably not really a consideration next round. Next round, we might Sanctuary Earth 1 and then build A5. I think that seems kind of reasonable. No, next round we shouldn't Sanctuary Earth 1. We should focus our attention on this. This is where we want to take our scoring favor. We don't want the Sanctuary in the wrong spot, because dwarves could take F4 on us next round, and then we're pretty awkward. Next round, I think we just build A5 and hard dig E3, so this is enough. Dwarves like Earth 2? Oh, Earth 1. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. Cultists take the coins first. I like that. Arenix doesn't have a high elo, but they're a pretty good player. I need to figure out which cult it is. Yeah, okay. So the cult is Earth that I do want to go up. None of these past tiles look particularly attractive to me. I guess temp ship is still pretty good, but I'm not like that thrilled about any of these. So we don't care if we have a long round. Is my point, I guess. But like we only really have 2 more actions, right? Like we're building E3 and A5. This is probably fire 1. Oh, dwarves are getting double dig. They should not have gotten that. I guess that was the result of this. Well, they had it anyway, because they got worker power. Worker power is a very good tile for dwarves. It is worth noting that it's a very workers rich game, which is good for dwarves as well. And maybe it's not as point rich as I thought it was. Points rich is good for nomads, because nomads have no inherent scoring. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, probably I could have gone 3 TPs and then pass onto this and Sanctuary next round, or Strongholded, and then Templed for like Water 1 in this round. That was probably the cool play, and it gets me, what, 15 extra points? I think it's 15 extra points if I actually wind up doing that. So I'm pretty bummed about what I've done here. So we will take this cult step, probably. Cultists will go up the fire track and take Earth 1, I think. And then build 2 dwellings with a single spade. Oh, looks good for cultists. Mermaids really need to secure this C3 hex. I would love to see mermaids like 4 power dig this and not build right now. They do need this hex quite a bit, I think, in order to make their town, in order to cut off dwarves, in order to like get this. I guess dwarves aren't really hard digging this, right? They have no real reason to. Cultists know that they're not making this town, so if I do wind up strongholding in this round, I might grab like E5 or something. Yeah, mermaids are really thinking about this because I think that they're passing first anyway, even if they do like just spade this guy right now. I actually think that spading here is pretty good. They can spade this, then pass, then take a coins action. I really think that stuff is like a pretty decent line for them. Yeah, they do spade. Okay, so this is good. My opponents are fighting each other, and that makes me happy. This is also good because it takes away from cultists, which I'm thrilled about. Could this be a digging nomads game? Next round, we will put another priest to a cult. We won't advance our ships that aggressively. So we'll try to build up our coin economy from this. We're going to have a second temple, so we'll have lots of priest production. Then we'll sanctuary for Air 1 or something, and then think about advancing dids. I don't know, I'm kind of excited about this game. Cultists have bought a priest. Don't know what that's about, but that's cool. This is just our attempt to like get a few cult points. We're not going to have a very cult heavy, a lot of cult points this game. Mermaids, I think temp ship is the right tile for them, but they wind up taking the TP tile, which is fine. They're going to open coins, so they will have lots of stuff. I think temp ship would have been good for them to get some expansion going, but they have enough workers and hexes and stuff, so we will put our cult bump now on Earth, and I think that we are going to take since there's no good points for us, and since we're not advancing our ships, the temp ship tile is not quite as good, which means that I think that we want this guy. Cultists getting no power spades in the first 2 rounds is bad. That's definitely bad for them. Dwarves are setting themselves up for like a really fast water 1 rush. I really, really hope that doesn't happen, that it goes... Oh no, it can't happen, right? There's no way that mermaids can take water 1 on me. My first action is going to be to temple, or to make a TP here. Yeah, okay. We could actually pass on to this. That's kind of interesting. Because our next round is what? Like, it's temple for water 1, then maybe hard dig, then... No, we want to have a long round next round, so we'll try to get onto a points pass tile after that. We won't concern ourselves with this. It's kind of a bold statement to make, but I think that I actually will just say I'm not going to concern myself too much with the stronghold tile. Yeah, because I'm not building a stronghold yet. And we're not going to worry about passing too quick. We're just going to develop our economy and see how it goes. We really want water 1 here. There's nothing more important than templing for water 1. Then we're going to put 2 priest cults. Probably the priests will go on earth and air. It could also be the last priest of fire, but I'm never getting more than 2nd place on fire, so this is not that important. And also, like, I'm not going to be able to contest that because my first 2 actions are already spoken for. At least my first action is spoken for. If Mermaid's first action is a TP, then, like, I am in trouble. But I think that they're taking coins first. Oh, arenix. I have temple on water 1 because arenix doesn't have a TP on the board, so that's good. They do have lots of economy, which is great for cultists. You know, like cultists, like this was what I wanted last game, where like you just have tons of economy as cultists because even though you don't have to build, even though you haven't built that much stuff, like you just have enough cult steps, and they didn't have to sell out to get it either, which is I'm jealous. Anderson having a nice think here. Anderson's a good player. Not like the strongest, like the absolute strongest, but like he's been in the game for a long time and he's he's capable of putting together good games. You know, like a lot of these players like aren't necessarily the most consistent, but always capable of putting up a strong. Like Chaos Magicians, you know, like they actually had quite a good game. They just stumbled late. Arenix likely to go points heavy here. Yeah, shipping heavy cultists is an issue for me. They might hard dig this and try to build A7 or something. God, I hate this, dude. Just come on, just build your own hexes, but whatever. We might be feeding mermaids a little too much by upgrading down here instead of on D3, but I don't mind. The dwarves are in an awkward spot where like neither E5 nor F4 has been built, and I kind of think that I could grab one of those two hexes with it. I'm having dangerous thoughts about strongholding these, but I think that the right move is to get like down here and bridge with a stronghold town. Mermaids getting both Earth 1 and Water 1 and still having decent economy is really nice for them. I probably could have used that opportunity to put a priest to a cult, but I didn't think to do it. Mermaids are going to temple here. Dwarves are probably going to temple. Should I be passing? Should I be passing for this in the coin's action? I'm really interested if that's actually the right play now. Because, yeah, I mean, like, I could Sanctuary here for, like... With a coin's action, I could do the Zevok. I could Sanctuary and Stronghold in the same round. How many workers would that require? It would require 4. It would require 10 workers. If I hard dig here, no, you know what? I'm just gonna play it out. I'm just gonna play out this round. I'm gonna build my economy up, and then I'll worry about points in the last 2 rounds more. Arenix is at 2 shifting, so like A7 is under a little bit of threat. So I'm just gonna dig A6 for now. And then hopefully I can get one of these 2 hexes afterwards for one of my towns. It's going to be an issue if Arenix does get this, so don't buy the priest. Just dig H4, H5 or something, or like build these hexes or something. I guess the right thing to do is just to build B3. That's actually like the right place to build for cultists. They're digging this hex, which is good. They're not using their shipping, which is bad for them, but it's good for me. I'm going to focus more on the good for me part. But yeah, cultists having this much shipping is a problem, so we're going to secure this hex. I know that they're not coming after the red, but A7 is also there, so yeah, we're gonna put priests off to cults. We have 2 temples. No one else. Dwarves, I guess, have 2 temples, but mermaids have yet to temple for Water 1. That's pretty interesting. Oh, they're on the TP tile, so they don't necessarily want to temple for Water 1. This is better for their economy if they just leave it like so, and if they can get the temple next round, then that's really good. Yeah, unfortunately, this is happening. That's a bummer for me. They're not building, so that's weird. I guess they're just gonna wait it out a little bit. We'll take this last priest spot. This one at least pays back a reward. And God only knows like why people are taking so long about why cultists are taking such a long round, but I won't object. My leech has been very poor because of mermaids not turning this into a temple. Anderson can tunnel here. Might want to just tunnel to C2 or H6 or something. Increase leech potential. But they're thinking about it, which makes me nervous. What have they got to think about? Okay, they're passing for the big building tile in the coins action. I was getting close to doing that, so fair enough. Oh, they took worker power instead of the big building tile. That's wild. Here is water 1 after all. Dwarves have a lot of power. Maybe they're not taking coins. Probably have to pass for the big building tile then. I can hilariously take this hex. That actually might not be that bad. That saves me from having to build a stronghold at all if I do get this hex. Problem is that I lose my priest. It's a lot of coins to give up, but I think the stronghold is too good not to build. As much as I would love Sanctuary Era 1, I think that the stronghold, getting 3 hexes off the stronghold, it's necessary for this town as well. It's necessary for this town, so. My first 2 actions are going to be to upgrade to a stronghold, I think. Mermaids hopefully don't pass on a temp ship. If they don't pass on a temp ship, then we're in luck. Shit. They pass on a temp ship, which means that I don't have tempo on A4. That is a fucking huge problem. This might not be a town at all. Yeah, that's a problem if this isn't a town. This is a very nice game by Cultists, by the way. Well, you know what? I just shouldn't worry about it too much. Maybe I can carve out a town down here. If I sandstorm I8, then cultists will be discouraged from that. So we're gonna hold the line and do our stuff, and maybe we can get this guy down here. Plus, there's a chance that dwarves want to double spade. They haven't carved their town space yet, so a double spade from dwarves would mean that I get the coins, and then we will just make our stronghold in sanctuary, and then otherwise I'm rushing my stronghold. If I don't get the coins, I'm rushing my stronghold and seeing if I can trick dwarves or mermaids into getting me C2/A4. But thinking about it, like a 2-town game isn't the end of the world either. So town here, that's fine. We had bigger aspirations than that, but Yeah, dwarves do take the double spade, so that means that getting this coins action means that I can relax a little bit. I will just focus on my own stuff then. These priests are probably turning into workers. One of them needs to turn into a worker. Maybe two of them need to turn into workers so that I can build a dwelling. Yeah, mermaids like are very quick about coming up here, so it probably like this is not happening then. We'll make our stronghold here, and then if we're allowed to, we'll just grab E5, right? Like mermaids are certainly going to build this before the stronghold gets up. Dwarves are going to tunnel here before the stronghold gets up. That's fine. This will just be like a nice leech spot. And then if I can get this, then I can actually sanctuary town through the center, and that would be amazing, I think. The sanctuary is probably for air 1, and then maybe the stronghold just goes on G2 then. Like why? I don't need like even more leech on this spot. I want this to turn into a stronghold. Like I don't have good neighbors on this one anyway, and if I get this, then this is a 3-hex town. And I should be able to get these 2 hexes. No one's ever really threatening these. So, yeah, the stronghold goes here. We'll bridge eventually. Who's this from? This is from mermaids. Okay, we'll take it. Little worried about our point situation, but surely Anderson or mermaids are taking these 2 hexes as soon as they get the chance, right? I mean, if that doesn't happen, then of course, like we will sandstorm in the north. But I'm assuming that C2 and A4 are both getting taken, and I'm not putting a sanctuary. I'm not putting a sanctuary up here. It's too expensive. Here's water 1 from dwarves. Oh wait, what is this from dwarves? Maybe fire 1? Air 2? Actually, air 2, oh, it's air 1. Wow, dwarves are building really tall. Yeah, I mean, they have all the scoring favors, so good for them. Dwarves will need to convert a priest to a worker, but they need to do that anyway to secure C2. They're gonna have like no coins after that, which is a little sad, but they should be able to get a coins action next round, and then probably a coin town. Yeah, getting this town killed is pretty sad, but if I can sandstorm here, I get 3 sandstorms this game, right? So if I get this sandstorm, then this sandstorm on F1 or on E1 or something, and then this sandstorm on H4, then that just requires 1 double dig on H5 in order to, or mermaids should eventually get to I4 and H4, right? Our cultists eventually get into H5. Like I could have like a I8, I5, these 2 are digs, and then this is like a sandstorm, and like there's a town through here somehow. What happened there? Oh, it's just a 2-key town? Yeah, it's a 2-key town from cultists. Standard cultist stuff. Oh. Dwarves failed to secure C2, so that's a big mistake on their part. That changes our plans. To me, that was a mistake from Dwarves, but they might see it differently. So now we need to figure out where to put our sanctuary. I think it might go in here. Maybe that's terrible, but I think that there's an argument for putting our sanctuary in the center still. It requires us to get E5. It puts a lot of pressure on us getting E5. No, it doesn't really, right? Like we want E5 if we can get it, but we need a bridge anyway, and like this is always going to be like multiple hexes, so I think that's fine. Sanctuary is our next move, and then we're passing right away. We're going to pass onto the TP tile. And we're not getting the TP tile. There's no way, actually. I should put that thought out of mind. Yeah, Dwarves are taking the TP tile now. They're going to get a coins action. Yeah, Dwarves are having an amazing game. Just the amount of leech that they've gotten has been insane. Really jealous of the Dwarves game. Oh, I didn't see that cultists grabbed this last spot. Good for them. They'll probably cult bump air. Come on, mermaids, just put a priest off. Actually, they literally have nowhere to put a priest. Shit. That means that they probably just take E5 for me next round. That sucks. There's no points left, so I'm not too concerned about this next action. Like, we will be passing, but whatever. We'll pass for a priest. Priest lets us stall more. Here's temple for air 1, I guess. I just really hope that mermaid's first move isn't to dig E5, but I guess like they could, and like I can't really do anything about it. If they do, then I will just bridge to H4 with my action, and then I'll sandstorm H4. I don't think that they want to get into like a hex war with me. This doesn't help their town prospects that much. I think that it's better for them to bridge and for me to get this hex than it is for them to get this hex and for me to bridge, because then I take away one of their hexes. We'll see how they evaluate things. The town that I want might just be a coin town on E5. I'll probably take worker power, or actually no, I said I was taking the priest, right? Yeah, the priest is probably a little better because it comes with a coin on it. Dude, why the earth cult instead of the air cult? They took air 3 already. Okay, whatever. That's actually fine. Like that's just what cultists should be doing, I guess. Like they are just playing this kind of weird all cult game. Hopefully I'm able to beat them, but we'll see. Yeah, we said we were taking a priest, so let's just stick with that. So we would like to get 4 trading posts, which is 12 coins, plus a dwelling, which is 4. That makes 14 total coins that we want next round. We have 5 plus like 5, so we have 8 coins. The 8 pointer doesn't get us much stuff. I think that we're probably just taking a coin town then. Yeah, we're gonna take the coin town if we can. If mermaids do dig this, then I am just going to bridge here and sandstorm h4. That would really hurt us both, so I really hope that they don't go that line. But it is something that they can do. Dwarves should 100% be taking coins here. I think that they might just like be... I don't know what they're thinking over, but like there's no world where this isn't the coins action for dwarves. People's economies look pretty good. I've got 3 buildings built. Mermaids have 3 buildings built. Dwarves have 2. Cultists have 2, but they have like these spades coming in off the cults. You gotta make a TP here, dude. Or you gotta like take coins. There we go. Okay, it's fire 2. Okay, I think that that was not a good use of mermaids' resources. This should be a TP round, not a coin round, but it's fine. I think that we said that we were taking a coin town. I don't think that anything's really changed, so. Unless I think I'm getting a lot of leech. I guess dwarves are giving me some leech here, but who else is giving me leech? Mermaids will be giving me leech, so can I afford to take an 8-pointer instead of a coin town? Or could I take like, I'm guaranteed one of these guys, right? So, nah, let's just start with a coin town. This is just a little safer. We have so many points that we're making this round by building TPs. We don't want to botch that, so. Plus maybe like it lets us get a single spade or something onto E2 with all the extra leech. Maybe not. Fire 2 is not that bad for mermaids. I probably overreacted to that. They have all the resources. They're going to make 3 towns. They should probably be pretty happy with this. In fact, I might want Fire 2 this game as well. Unless you get a bridge here or something. Like, otherwise, I would need a temple and another TP. So, yeah, Fire 2 is probably fine. The other coin town goes. We do need to give leech to cultists, so we'll do it now. We got a nice juicy one. Standard cultist rules apply at this point. If they upgrade next to another neighbor, then I'm taking the leech. If they upgrade next to me alone, then I probably won't. So that said, they have no place to upgrade next to me alone except right here, where I have this anyway. They do take a yellow away from me. I'm not going to be able to ship too many open yellows at the end of the game. There's B1 and H1, I guess. So ideally, I do want to dig. I want to sandstorm F1 with my last sandstorm. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4 more hexes. So I would be at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 network. That's okay. It's not spectacular. Cultists will possibly be at that as well, but they need coins pretty badly. Hopefully they're just not able to build out that many dwellings or TPs this round. They do have a ton of free hexes though over here. The nice thing is that they're not getting another town. Where's my leech, everyone? Cultists are just going to close this cult on me. That's fine. There's some leech. Thank you, dwarves. Mermaids delaying leech this long is pretty obnoxious. If it's obnoxious, it might mean that they're doing something right, though, so whatever. Could I potentially take the 8-pointer here? Or do I maybe want the power town or something? Oh no, there's the single spade went, so that's probably not right. Maybe a workers' town then. Workers' town represents the ability to. Oh shit! No, I need a priest town. I need to be able to stall. No, I have 3 priests. I can stall. This was what from dwarves? This is a power town. That's interesting. That's a proxy coin town, I see. Yeah. I think I should be considering doing something like buying priest or something here. Yeah, I think I should be considering buying a priest because I do need to make sure I get a pass tile next round. Mermaids look like they should be the first ones to pass here. They give me a coin, which is quite welcome. Yeah, all right. So this essentially ensures that we have enough turns to outlast people here. We'll probably put a priest off onto air. That'll allow us to get this earth spade. And that earth spade is very good for us. This is good. I don't think that cultists probably don't know this rule, that they don't get power. Oh, they actually do get power, so that's fine. Yeah, mermaids might have like 3 actions left. Yeah, so getting this cult spade is very good for me. Happy about that. I'll only have 5 workers next round if I don't get onto the TP or the stronghold tile, so that will be a little awkward, but all that we're trying to do is build those 5 dwellings. So I actually 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe like a single spade. It's a lot of resources, but you know, it's a lot of coins, but dwarves have a pretty sick game here. I will need to temporarily sorry about that. Got a phone call. It does look like we're gonna get what we want here, which is any of these pass tiles, essentially. Mermaids will be passing first. They might take 2 workers here to try to stall, but it looks like when they converted 2 priests to a worker last time, it looks like they were giving in. They'll probably buy the bridge, actually, now that I think about it, right? Like, they want a bridge. Not taking that lead from cultists. If they want to come up the earth track, they'll need to do it themselves. I'm not going to throw that to them. Oh wait, cultists don't have a key, so I actually could have taken that leech. I didn't realize. Yeah, that was a mistake. Dwarves, look at how many points they've got. And they have air 1. They're going to pass for 8 here. It's crazy good. They probably won't get any network points though, right? Yeah, dwarves aren't getting network points. Cultists should beat them. Mermaids should beat them. I'll leave H4 unspaded. We want this spade quite a bit. Dwarves finally pass. Wow. Man, that's wild. So mermaids will take that, and then cultists will take that? Or I want cultist tile like way more than I want the other one. So I think that I am just going to spend my last stuff. I'll go up this track once. Let's see. I'm thinking that I want an 8-pointer, but there's no guarantee that I can get an 8-pointer. So we'll go up this track once. One temple is happening next round. Probably in order to make this town. I guess I could get this bridge. Yeah, I guess, okay, so I guess the plan is to take this hex, then sandstorm this hex, and then try to buy a bridge if I can. That's the plan. Okay, I have my stronghold tile now, so I don't need to play any more games like that. Got a couple points off of Air 1. So at this point, we probably need to consider what the status of this game is. Dwarves might be going for 3 towns here. That would be wild, and that would probably mean that they would win. So I can't really do too much to affect dwarves. The fact that they're not on this pass tile is already like about as good as it gets. But yeah, dwarves are just going to try for a 3rd town, and cultists probably just let them have it. Oh no, dwarves aren't getting a 3rd town. Okay, that's probably a mistake. They just went from really scary to like maybe not so scary. They will need spades. It's gonna be a funny game where like no one wants the coins action early on. I think mermaids are not too heavy of a threat. They don't have quite enough hexes for me to be that scared. They can be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, cultists just ensure that another town doesn't happen, so that's cool. We want our town to happen. So our responsibilities this round are 2 ship upgrades, make this town, buy a bridge, and probably get a single dig action. Or something. Like I do want 1 dig so I can get out the last dwelling here. Would be nice not to have to make any more TPs. Because that involves a temple. Dwarves considering if they should take a power action or what. I think that like a hard dig on G, like single dig onto G3 is like something that they're thinking about probably. At this point in the game, probably the 11-pointer or priest is just as good as the 8-pointer. Nah, that can't be right. 8-pointer gets me up here, and just taking this is good. Yeah, they do take the single dig for connection. So dwarves connect. Hopefully they don't get any network points. They have 1, 2, 3 hexes available to them, though. That's quite a lot. They would have 6 stuff left on their board. I can only hope that mermaids can get more than that. I really, really hope that mermaids can do better than that, but because dwarves winning network, like I just can't really compete with that if dwarves do win network. In addition to having Earth 1 and getting this other town and everything. I've been writing cultists off. I think I'm better than them on network. I have Air 1 and they don't. So the fact that they have 20-something points on the cults, that's just even. But I have more network points than them, so I'm just assuming that I'm beating them. They will get some points off of Earth 1, but I have another town coming in. It's really dwarves that I'm concerned about. I also don't think that mermaids have the juice to win this either. It's a bummer that I'm not going to get power spades this game, so I do need a hard dig probably. The hard dig will probably just go in I1 or A1 once I get onto these hexes. Here's a ship town from mermaids. They're just trying to make sure that they connect. God, are they? They really are losing to dwarves on network, huh? They're gonna take a workers town or something. Like, oh my God, how'd you let this happen, guys? No, okay. They can dig down their landscape with 3 workers, and then they can take another ship town, and then take I4, H4 or something. Yeah, this is... I am giving mermaids maximum leech. They'd probably take a worker's action here, I guess. Anderson has 12 points of dwellings, probably 7 points of the workers' town, so that's 19, and then plus the 4-point tunnel. 23 points, plus 4 points from Air 1. 23, 27 more points. They're going to pass at 137. I can't beat 137. Especially if they got 12 network points, which it looks like they're going to. They'll end with 6 stuff on their board. I guess cultists are always going to beat 6 stuff on their board. Cultists have this. Yeah, cultists can just build this, and then this or something. Maybe the last dwelling is not that important for me anyway. Like, clearly I'm winning network, and it's only 2 points. I'm not on the dwellings pass tile or anything. I don't have Earth 1. Templing for Earth 3 or something. Temple for Earth 3 and like a TP might just be like a better use of my resources. This could actually just be an 11-pointer for dwarves. And plus they have resource points left over because they have these coins. God, why did cultists not mess with dwarves? Why? Why would they not mess with dwarves a little bit? Like, this dig went on I-10, but why not H8? Why not G6? At least mermaids should tie dwarves on network, right? Right? They're getting this down and then these 2 down. They'll have 1, 2... Wait, they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stuff left on their board as well. So they at least will tie dwarves. So dwarves will at maximum have 9 network points. Whatever, I'm, again, getting distracted by things that probably don't matter that much. We need to hope that mermaids will allow me to bridge here. They should allow me to bridge here. But again, if it is just better to temple Earth 3 and then TP here, then we do need to think about that fact. Absurd number of points roll in for dwarves. Temple and TP together get me 7 points. A single dig advance is more efficient in terms of scoring than that, so. Oh God. They dug down a dwelling? That's fine. I guess the dwelling is better than the landscape if they're taking the ship town anyway. Yeah, they'll build this and this. They'll get to 13. They will. Oh, okay, so they're beating dwarves on network. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's good news. I still don't think I'm really scared of mermaids in this game, so I'm still going to just disrespect them completely. This is always happening. No more towns are getting taken. There's no rush on making my town. So I'll just secure my hexes first, and then I'll figure out if I want to temple TP or if I want to just make a bridge. I suspect that making a bridge will just be a little better for me. Because I'm just not that concerned about cultists as part of it. And cultists should not bridge block me either. So that's gonna be there for me when I want it. Dwarves can't get down another dwelling, right? Like, they don't have the workers for that. They could have taken a workers town and hard dug down a dwelling, so I am, instead of a priest town. No, they couldn't have. My bad. They could not have done that. They'll just try to annoy me on Earth, I guess, with their, or water, with their stuff. So, depending on how it goes, I could take water 2, and, or, like, instead of Earth 3. This feels pretty reasonable for me. Dwarves have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then they could put 2 priests here. So let's say they get 4 plus 2 plus, or 4 plus 2 plus 2 minus 2 is 6. They have 6 points on me in the cults. Put the priest of fire. Okay. I'm good with that. Maybe they're just scared of how many priests I still have in my supply. Okay, cultists have double spaded, which means that they can no longer bridge block me. So I'm never getting bridge blocked, so I can advance ship and build a dwelling safely. I don't have to worry about running out of resources to like temple and trading post. Yeah, okay. So dwarves go up that track, which is kind of useless. They're going to pass with 2 resource points and 4 points on air 1. So 141, 145, 147, 147, 151. 151 plus 0 network. I should be able to beat 151. Okay, so that leaves cultists. I think that I should be able to do 151 at least. I'm gonna have 12 points here and 2 points here. So that's 14 more, 125. The 11-point town is 125, 136, plus 18 on, yeah. I should have this. This dwelling is not that efficient resource-wise, so I think that I'm going to make an unusual play for me and just Temple Earth 3 and TP. Actually, hold on. Cultists cannot build another dwelling. No, cultists might be able to build another dwelling if they get if they get the right step, then could they build this dwelling? Whatever. I think that I'm winning this anyway, so we probably just do this. And we take this guy. Okay, so we didn't need to worry that hard about that. Do this. And then we can do this. Okay, so how's that game? And finally we managed to get ourselves a win. So that felt pretty good. Yeah, I mean, when it looked like dwarves were going to get second in network or something, then I was really concerned. Because we don't have that good of a cult presence that we could compete that hard on extra on the network and stuff for them to get that much network. But it does look like that we wind up with enough stuff. The fact that they're not that close on network, it does mean that we are winning by a pretty good amount. So finally back into the win column. It's taken us a very long time to get here, so I am pretty happy with this outcome. Mermaids managed to get 3 towns, but I feel like there are just inefficiencies in this game. This is a coin type game, so I'm very happy with my choice with Fire 1. I'm very happy that I didn't rush Earth 1. I think that dwarves might be winning in this game if they took C2. I suspect that this might be the game-losing play for dwarves. The fact that I got C2 and E5 was probably a little too much. Now I did win by 15 points, so it's possible that I could have eked out a game as well where I bridged for one of the towns. But so hey, we're getting close to Elite League. Wow, this first place is only worth as many points as I lost from coming in second last time. I guess that is what happens when like your elo is better than the other people at the table. So this game is pretty straightforward. I'm glad that it was a fast one. We also managed to play fast. You know, it was like a quiet chat, so we didn't stall too much. We kind of just did the things that we wanted to do this game. We bought one priest. This was for stall purposes. We took one coins action. We took one double spade, and that was in the round where it was the best. Round one is the best round to get the double spade, and that's where we got it. Arenix got a lot of late double spades with the air workers, but not in the rounds where they needed it. They missed out on spades in rounds 1 and 2, and that wound up being an issue for them. This coins action was what fueled our stronghold, so that was pretty huge. This landscape, round 1, by the way, like amazing landscape. This got 1, 2, 3, 4 coins, and that's really good. Like that saves us that's like the equivalent of 4 victory points, right? Because if they were all 2 for 1s instead or something. Anyway, let's continue with our little search here. So yeah, we hit the track the best, so that's nice, by a fair margin actually. We did not have Earth 1, so we weren't as high scoring as Dwarves, who had all 3 of the scoring favors. But you're able to see like what happened to Dwarves in terms of network because of getting all these favors. These 2 happened. We passed pretty well. We got the 8-point pass tile twice, and we actually got none of the other pass tiles, so like that's whatever. Got 3 towns. That's nice to see. I think that mermaids also got 3 towns, but suffice it to say that they weren't as good of quality. Dwarves only needed 2 towns to surpass that amount of victory points. And we did decent in the endgame scoring, though cultists did really well. Of course, that's going to happen when cultists just take the Tiki town. Yeah, that's pretty much this game. There's not too much else to see here, I think. We just had like a nice solid game and like managed to win network, managed to hit the tracks, managed to make towns. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Hopefully this was an enjoyable game to watch me finally get back into the win column. Maybe you're just watching to watch me lose, so you actually aren't as thrilled about that, but we'll see you all next time.